real estate agents, what type of sellers should you be looking for or marketing to? Let's think about it for a second. We just basically ended a 13-year run-up in values. From 2008-ish all the way to now, 2022, prices have done nothing but go up in most markets. Now we're experiencing a little bit of a shift. We had COVID. We had a lot of people go through opportunities to take advantage of moratoriums and anti-foreclosure rules. And then at the same time, a lot of jobs were lost that won't come back. So what does that leave us with? That leaves us with a lot of sellers or potential sellers with a lot of equity. This is almost found money over the last 13 years. And a situation where they might be out of a job or might be in some form of distress. Those are the sellers that will need to sell, not just want to sell, but will need to sell. People who don't have any kind of trouble on the horizon are typically not going to be so anxious to hear from you because they are hurrying to sell. But people who didn't pay mortgages for a year or two, or some people up to almost 3 years of no mortgage payments, and then suddenly, boom, COVID's over, the moratoriums are over, the forgiveness is over, and they owe that bank all of that money. I had one client come to me a month ago and say their lender demanded $30,000 to catch up all of the payments that they missed. So there are a lot of people out there like that. And here's the unique situation. They all have equity. Their values have gone up and up and up over the last 13 years. So anybody who bought any time in the last 13 years is in a better position equity-wise and value-wise. So they have the equity, they have an opportunity to sell, but they might have just lost their job, so they're not making their payments. They may have, been downsized. They may have, their job may not have reappeared, and they're in trouble. They're behind on their mortgage. So those are the kinds of sellers you need to be pursuing. People who have no problem, no issue, no trouble have very little motivation right now because their value's up. Now it's sliding down maybe a little bit, and their incentive is not to go anywhere. But there are people who need to sell. They're going to downsize, they're going to move to an apartment, they're going to do whatever. But in order to capture that equity that they gained over the last 13 years, they need to sell. Those are the people you should be targeting. So think about, where do I find sellers or potential sellers of people who are in some form of trouble? Think about that. You want to know more about where you can find those kinds of people? You can talk to us, you can join us, you can get coached by us, and we'll walk you through step by step. But you probably have ways to find them on your own, and if so, that's what you should be pursuing. Those are the motivated sellers in this marketplace, and you should be chasing them. I'm Darren Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor. I'll see you at the top.